Okay, I just had the quarter panel taken care of through paintless dent repair. I'm not sure if you're going to be able to see it, you should be, but there's always going to be little areas where they're tapping on the metal and you'll see really tiny high spots. There's some right here, there's some there. There's some right here. I'm not sure if you can see that. But there is a way to improve that just by wet sanding, so let me show you how. There's the shop manager. We haven't been over to the whiteboard for a while, so if this is the surface here, and we would be looking at it microscopically from the side of the panel, it would look a little bit like that. From the tapping of it from the outside, pushing from the inside with rods. And the paint here can actually be leveled off a little bit to really minimize that look. And that's what we're going to be doing, wet sanding, and we're going to use blocks. So let's get over and let me show you the blocks. When it comes to blocks, these are just a small sample. Heavy ones for shaping and heavy body and Bondo work. The little guys here that I like for wet sanding, we're probably going to use this one, and we're going to team it up with 2000 grit. Well, that looks so much better already, and that was done without having to cut out a section of the quarter panel and replace it, or do any type of body work. There's no filler in here. So I'm very happy about that. And I can move on to other things here when I'm done wet sanding. So we're going to wrap it around the block. So I just want to wrap the sheet around the block one way or another. Keep the water in our hands so we can keep flushing. So we're going to do this area. I'm going to leave this area. Well, maybe I'll do that ledge, but we're going to do this area and primarily that area down there. And we'll start again with 2000 grit. And then we'll switch over to 3000 grit, polish out from there. So at this point, the clear coat is running down the side of the panel here already. So you can wipe it off a little bit, check and see where your progress is. If you haven't gone far enough, you're going to see spots that have been sanded and spots that haven't been touched yet in that area. As the sandpaper works on the peaks but hasn't gotten down to the valleys yet to level things off, if that makes sense. So the best way to tell if you have gone deep enough is to clean up and let it dry, and you'll be able to see. All right, I'll go on this ledge, staying away from the peak as much as I can. And that's going to be with some light sanding. I'm going to stop there. It's not too much there. It's mostly here and here. Let me clean up. This is exactly what I'm talking about. Right here we have it nice and flat. You don't see any of these valleys here. So that means I need to get more here and level it off here. I was kind of sanding a little bit high. I need to come down here and make it look like that, and we're in good shape. And here we go. No valleys whatsoever. Feels nice and smooth. Let's come down here. None of them right here. Should be good. We have to step down to 3000 grit, guys. And we need to do that not only just to remove the 2000 grit sand marks. We're going to come out a little bit wider with the 3000 grit and blend things in a little bit. So here we have 3000 grit on a palm sander, and that's the way I'm going to go. Let's start up here. You could even polish out with no problem at all from the 2000 grit marks, but the paint has been through so much stress already, hasn't it? Getting hit, being banged around by a PDR guy. The wet sanding, we're doing the correction without heating up the surface by going back and forth repeatedly over and over and over and over again with a polisher. See, as we come out here, I'm also running into a scratch that I can work on as well. .3000 grit is not aggressive at all. That should do it. Clean up a bit. And that'll dry as I'm going to get my polisher and pads. All right. Polish that out. See if I can measure the clear, see if we need to go again. I would prefer that it's much improved that we don't have to go any further. All right, perfect? Absolutely not. But we got it to a point, I have to finish it down yet, that the 50-50 pad was just a little bit too aggressive. Let me see if I can get this to focus in. But we don't have, it's perfectly straight now. Come on. There we go. Focus in. And how about down here? Perfect? No, but somebody just walking by, they won't have any idea what happened back here. That is going to be it for today's video. The shop manager, she's ready to go home. I'll catch you in the next video.